In many places outside China, the virus known as COVID-19 seems more contained. But the Westerdam shows us how fragile that is. Austin Grabish looks at how a case slipped past health officials despite procedures that trapped hundreds on board the cruise ship for days.
This is a walk of relief. For 2 weeks, Stephen Hansen and his wife were among the 271 Canadians stuck aboard the Westerdam.
Certainly not the vacation we had in mind. It was supposed to be a 30-day bucket list tour.
The cruise ship left Hong Kong on February 1st and had many stops planned along the way before ending in Japan. But the ship was turned away by 5 different countries over fears of the coronavirus.
We don't know what's going on. We've been floating around for about 2 weeks now.
Initially, Holland America said there was no one sick on its ship. The company said there was no known or suspected cases of the coronavirus on board. Cambodia agreed to let the passengers disembark on Friday after they were screened. But one of the passengers, an American woman who then flew on to Malaysia, has since tested positive for COVID-19. And that is alarming health experts because the passengers were trapped aboard but not confined to their rooms.
It's concerning to me that there's a passenger on this cruise line that tested positive for coronavirus. And the fact that this cruise line was not quarantined, that makes other passengers at risk.
Hansen and his wife weren't sure they'd get home without being stopped. They passed through at least 3 countries before arriving in Vancouver.
It felt a little bit like that movie Argo, where you're trying to get the Iranian hostages out.
But everything was routine until they arrived home. Border agents at the Vancouver airport were waiting at their gate to escort them. He says they weren't told anything about going into quarantine.
They asked us to wear masks as we walked through the airport, which we did, and that was about it. So, and we signed a form, I think, but it really wasn't a health form. It was really more just an immigration form.
The Public Health Agency of Canada wouldn't say if any other passengers returning home will be asked to go into quarantine. Holland America says no other guests or crew have reported any symptoms related to the illness. Austin Grabish, CBC News, Winnipeg.